Ready when you are.
Result, gun regulations should be tightened. 187 people die each day from gun violence. A quote from American politician Michael Steele said, "You can have all the gun right control laws in the country, but if you don't enforce them, people are going to find a way to protect themselves. We need to recognize that bad people are going to do bad things with these weapons. It's not the law-abiding citizens, it's not the person who uses it as a hobby." Argument 1. Terrorists shouldn't be able to buy guns. A quote from David Wheeler, a writer, says, "Pass a law that stops known and suspected terrorists from buying guns." Argument 2. People do not need semi-automatic guns or weapons. A quote from President Obama says, "What could possibly be the argument for allowing a terrorist to buy a semi-automatic weapon?"
Resolve. Gun regulations should not be tightened. People say guns kill more people than anything else, but the truth comes from the FBI. 1,694 people were murdered with knives, 726 with hands or feet, 496 with clubs or hammers, and only 323 with guns of any type. Argument 1. Animals can get out of control, so hunting keeps the population just right. An article I read said, "So far proven to be the most effective method of space." By this he means killing animals make more space, and it means it will help so they don't overpopulate. Argument 2. Poachers should get their guns taken away. Don't punish the people who are doing the right things with their guns. Punish the ones that are doing the wrong.
Resolved. Gun regulations should be tightened. They will never outlaw all of your guns at once, but every reasonable control they can impose without your resistance gives them one more bit of leverage to make ownership for you, your children, and your grandchildren as difficult as possible. David Vogel, author. My first argument is how many people die from shootings. 300,000 men, women, and children are killed in gun-regulated deaths each year. 33,134 people have died from shootings this year. Center of Diseases Control and Prevention. My second argument is how many guns do people have? About 80 million Americans, representing 50% of U.S. homes, own 223 million guns. Donna Biddle. For instance, 300 million guns are in the U.S. That's enough for everyone to have one gun. Without a doubt, nearly a third of the adults own guns. Alaska is at the top with 62% of people who own guns. Delaware is at the bottom with 5%. Journal Industry Prevention, Harvard.
Resolve. Gun regulations should not be tightened. In 1939, Germany established gun control. From 1939 to 1945, 6 million Jews and 7 million others, unable to defend themselves, faced extermination. We need ways to defend ourselves. If something like this happens again, we need to fight back. Argument 1. The Second Amendment protects individual gun ownership. And that's fine if you have handguns, but you shouldn't be able to have machine guns in your possession. Gun control is ineffective. Obama has had more mass shootings in office than any other president. Obama has had 162, George Bush Jr. has had 20, Bill Clinton 23, Bush Sr. 12, and Ronald Reagan 11.
All right, with first arguments down, you guys will have a minute to discuss your rebuttal and your closing, and then we'll start those.
What happens if you don't get campus at the overtime?
Just keep listening. It's tough being a judge. Oh my God. On my desk. I had to take him out of the box. My son needed a Valentine's box.
Remember one time I got a lot of for that thing. It's like a big one, but a different one, but it's like a heavy duty one that we cut in half. I put one and everything was really bad.
We did Valentine's for the first time last night.
Cheesy, how do you do it?
Isn't it the
I don't know how,
yeah.
but
And we're taping these suckers. She's like, can I eat one? Like, no, we only have just enough. I'm like, it's been one time I'm over Valentine's already.
let me mix it up.
It took one Valentine's Day for me to be so over this.
We're done with this. All right, we're gonna start out with the con side first. So when you are ready, you may take the podium. Audience, listen carefully.
My opponent says people won't use their guns for the right thing, but that's why we think we should punish the people that do the wrong thing with their guns. And my closing is, the Second Amendment says we have the right to bear arms, and if we make gun regulations tighter, people might feel angry. They might even feel like you're violating their rights. Tightening gun laws might cause lots of people to start a riot, so let's not tighten the gun regulations.
My opponent says that the Second Amendment right would be violated. That's true, but the Constitution was written many centuries ago and didn't have terrorists like ISIS or Al Qaeda. When they made the right, my closing, we should have more restrictions on gun rights, and
I believe that Colleen said there's about 300 million guns, almost enough for every person. But if you take them away, and you won't be able to have repairs if you stop guns, if they break down, and people won't be able to defend themselves. And my closing statement, we don't need gun control tightened. Guns are important for our defense. Gun laws will not prevent criminals from possession of guns and breaking laws.
My opponent says that they should have guns for hunting. Well, if they have guns for hunting, like they can have them, but if it's tightened, I can think that the hunters would go through all the steps to get a gun. Like if it's tightened, we will be safer without like the bigger guns. And not everyone needs a AK-47. They could rather have something smaller like a pistol. The study was conducted at the Harvard School of Public Health. Americans feel less safe as more people in their community begin to carry guns. 90% believe that regular citizens should be prohibited from bringing guns into restaurants, hospitals, college campuses, and places for worship. Gun regulations should be tightened. There is no such thing as a good gun. There's no such thing as a bad gun. A gun in the hands of a bad man is a very dangerous thing. A gun in the hands of a good person is no danger to anyone except the bad guy. Charlotte Heston, reporter/writer. Thank you.
Round of